Hey there everyone, and welcome to Complete Backend Development using Django. So this is a new section, and this is a section where we are going to learn because we want to create a project. And the project is a simple to-do app with all the functionality of CRUD. In case you don't know what the CRUD is a simple acronym for create, read, update, and delete. All the functionality that database provides us persistently. So that is our goal, but we will not be doing it in this project 6 because we have to learn and explore a couple of more things in the forms, and especially the other ways of doing and handling the forms. So in order to do and work out with that kind of a to-do list project, we have to first learn. So in this project 6, we'll be just learning, and in the project 7, we'll be actually making a CRUD to-do list. Okay, so let's just create a new folder, and I'm going to call this as 06 project 6, and this time we will not be creating a project from the scratch because we have done it so many times, and I expect everybody now is aware that how these projects are being created, how apps are created. So we're going to be saving some time. It's always good for both of us. Okay, so we will be copying all the things. So go into your project 4 and just copy your website. Okay, and go back here into the project 6 and just paste that. Now doing so, what we are doing here is we are saving this project 4 as it is, what we have worked in the past, but also in the project 6 we have all the settings and everything working out. Now just onto a very sidebar, not for everyone. In case you are aware about the concept of virtualization, you have to work on the same thing if you have been doing it onto a virtual environment and setting and installing the Django on virtual and everything. Okay, this is not for everything. Just forget the statement that I made. Okay, so looks pretty good. Now we're going to go into this project and we're going to check out and do a quick revision of how things are looking up. So let me fire up my Atom. Where is my Atom? There we go. Okay. And we're going to open this project 6, this website. Okay, there we go. Let's just explore quickly what we are having here. We are having a website which is having a settings.py. We have one app installed here, which is article. Looks pretty good. It has its own URL onto the home page, articles.url. That is pretty good. We are having this time templates onto a very top level here. So we have made the changes in the settings.py about our path, and we have also made the static files available. So again, variety of ways of handling the situation. Okay, static file looks good. Our article project is here, so I'm going to be closing down these couple of things. And we can see we do have our URLs, we have our models, and we did a pretty good job with this application. Now we can just continue further here and can work on this. Okay, so let's start by going into the base.html, and we can see we are having our personal blog here. Everything is looking nice, but next I want to give it a CRUD functionality. We don't want to add everything from the backend. I want to add things directly from here. So what I can do is I can just create a division, and I'm gonna call this as new. Just let's call it as new. Maybe you want to do a styling, so that's why I'm putting up a new thing here. Okay, and now I think that is good. I just want an anchor tag in here, so I'll be wrapping it around maybe in the h3 so that I can see it properly. And then the anchor tag. Now where the href will go, we'll work on that, and we'll be saying something like add new post or add new article, whatever you like to call them. And here we'll be referencing it to a new URL, 2% and then the command. I hope you remember the command URL, and we want it to redirect to maybe new underscore article. Let's just call this as new article. Okay, so this is all ready, but it's not going to go anywhere because we haven't created that URL in the url.py. Neither we do have our views set up, neither have we have anything here. So we'll be working on that. Right now we just want to see this here. So let me fire up my terminal and open up here. Let's just go on to desktop. Then we have Django 06. And I think in the website, do a quick ls. We do have manage.py. So python 3 manage.py run server, and it should be good. Okay, come on server, you can launch. I trust you. There we go, our server is finally up and running, and all we are looking up forward is for a new link. Copy that, and let me try to paste that and bring it up here. Okay, so it says new article not found. It's not a valid view, so we haven't created a view, even we haven't created a template for that. So obviously we are getting a request here, and we're making a mess, obviously. So okay, we can fix that, no big deal. Let's go into our views. Okay, there we go, views.py. Obviously we need a new view to fix this up. So how we can do that? Okay, let's just create a new one here, and we're gonna call this as simply class. This time let's go back again with the class. But I think before even going that, we want to just set up our URLs as well. I think this can fix up some of the issues. Let's just try. So we're gonna say path. Okay, so where you want to have this path? Now I want to have it in the article and then slash, and I want to call it as new and slash. So this is going to be my path where I want to have it. And then I have my views dot, and I'll be calling it as maybe create new article, or I will follow this as article detail view, article list view. So I'm going to be calling it as article create view. Okay, and obviously we have to render that, so as view. Okay, this is one way of handling the things, and then separated by comma, and we can just name it, name equals whatever we have called it here. So not here, actually in the base, new article. So let's just copy that and paste that. Now obviously we are not having a view here, which is like article create view. This is not there, so we can just create quickly a view for this. Let's just save this, go into the view, and we're going to create a class, call that here, and we might be getting a request, and we can return a response for that. So how we want to proceed with that? Okay, right now for this, let's just save this. Okay, there we go, and this is now what you want to return is totally on to you. And what I want to do is right now I want to just return the exact same thing. Obviously we'll be changing it, and the list view, copy that so that we can have at least something to be seen at the page. So let's just save this. Obviously we'll be changing this. We don't want this guy to be here, but I think our server should be here. And let's just say if we reload the page, what happens? Hit a reload, and there we go. So the basic goal was just to have this link of add new article here, and that is looking absolutely fantastic, absolutely good. If you check that onto the bottom left hand corner, it says it is redirecting us to article new, but that is not being created. That template is not available. Okay, so I would say pretty good start. We were able to create quickly a new URL, a quick new view, but this is not what we want. So let's just delete this, and we'll be working on that. Okay, just remove that. Don't reload your page, otherwise it's going to show you an error. So I think that's pretty much it. And we're going to start directly right from here. We'll be creating our new view in the next video. Notice how quickly, just by copying and pasting an old project, we are learning new things, as well as we already know what we did in the past. So saves a lot of good time for both of us. So that's it for this video, and I'll catch you up in the next one.
Hey there everyone, and welcome to complete backend development using Django. So moving further, we are into our views.py, and now we want to do this CRUB functionality. So we want to add a functionality which is create view. So yes, obviously we can write our own form, which we have done in the past video, or in fact past project. We have created our customized forms and used all of that, but this time we will be working on something different, which you'll see in a variety of applications and beginners project. Although I prefer my own customized forms, but again we need to learn like every aspect of the Django here. So this is like the different one. Okay, so how we're going to proceed with that? So first of all, we have to import create view. Okay, just like list view, detail view, we have a create view as well, and that is going to come up from django.views.generic.edit. So this is like default view, and what it gives us when we are going to say simply import create view, it just gives us the view which is there in the backend admin panel. It just gives you exactly that thing. So now we can use this create view, so we can just pass in just like here, just like we have used list view, detail view, and create view. Okay, moving up. Now, what we can do, obviously we do require a model here so that we can interact with the database, and that is going to come up as article. No big deal there. And we also need to have a template name, so template underscore name, and we haven't created our template yet, but we can actually do that. That's not a big deal. So let's just call it as article underscore new .html, and I'm pretty sure I'll forget that. I'll come back here and I'll look back what I called my file name here, so no big deal there. Now there is one more parameter that we need to pass here, and that is going to be fields, and you can call it anything, whatever you like, but the value is going to be simply underscore underscore all underscore underscore. Now what this does, it simply gives you all the fields that are available in here. You can selectively ask for the fields that you want to display to the user, but when you say fields underscore underscore all, that means you want to get all the fields from your create view. Okay, probably we can just read the documentation and figure it out. Like if we want just a couple of views, we can mention them as well, of course, comma separated values, but this is all what we have right now. So now what we need to do is we need to create a new template, which is article new.html. So copy that, and in the templates directory we're going to create a new file, and this is going to call as article underscore new.html. okay, completely blank file. So this is the place where we are going to be creating new article. First of all, we're going to extend our base document here, so 2% sign, and we'll be saying this needs to extends our, what we called it, base.html. okay, base.html. So okay, so this view is now having, and now we need to replace our block content, what we have been doing so far in our home page, in every page. This is the block content that we have been replacing. This one is like no exception, we'll be doing exactly same. So let's just grab this block content and go into our article new and paste that, and let's also end this, so 2% sign, and we are going to be saying end block. So there we go, sorted out, all good. Now let's learn how we can do that. So first of all, let's just create an h1 tag, and we'll be saying enter your new post or new article, whatever you like to call that. I usually call them post. Enter your new article here, and there we go, first step solved. Okay, now we need to have a form here as well, so let's just have a form. It needs to have an action. Right now we'll not be giving it any action because we'll talk about that in a minute. Now it needs a method. Obviously the method is going to be post, and then let's just have a line break. The first thing that you need to have in all of the form, there is no exception here, is CSRF token. Otherwise Django will not allow you to process the form. So CSRF underscore token. And by the way, this CSRF actually allows you to make sure that your request is coming up from the actual form and is not coming up from any other third-party website or third-party page. So this is a good thing. Now let's just use two curly braces, and what I'm saying here is that whatever your view name is, whatever your model name is, in this case it's article, this article is now able to have all of this form. Okay, and how do we say that? Let me just show you that. We can simply say that we want to add a form here, so let's just call it as form, and then we have an option of calling it as dot as sp. Now this p is for paragraph. You can use other parameters as well. This is for paragraph, so present my form as paragraph. Okay, this is like a little bit tricky, but we'll come to know that what it actually means and how it processes everything, don't worry. Okay, and then we need to have an input, so I'll have an input, there we go, and its type is going to be submit, so that it can submit it, and the value that we are going to have here is going to be save. Okay, so this is our form. We're going to save our views as well, and let's just see how many errors we are getting. And it says article is not defined. Okay, I misspelled that, and this is completely my bad. And article, okay, should be good now. Okay, looks like we are good, and let's just go back and hit a reload, and there we go, create new article. And when I say new article, and it says Okay, did you mean to type underscore underscore all? And yes, I exactly mean to say that. Uh, Usually it doesn't prompt any error. Okay, I think there is an extra underscore. We can just copy this. Okay, let's just see what kind of problem we are having. This is a field, I know about it. Let's just paste that. And what mistake I was having. Okay, looks like there are 3 underscores. Did I notice that? Okay, let's just try to hit a reload. And let's just see, this is not the case. We are having obviously an extra underscore. Save that. And okay, this looks all good, but why my page is not getting loaded? Okay, there we go. I don't know what even the problem was. I was having 2 underscores. I'm pretty sure, yes, there are 2 underscores, and yes, there is 2 underscore. I even don't know what the problem was, but sometime it get fixed. Okay, so notice we are onto a new article page, and somehow we can just program it a little bit that you are onto when you are onto this page. This should get off. It should not be displayed. But anyways, now we do have an access to author, so I can just add it there, and I can say this is new one. Okay, and we can say this is coming up from web page. Okay, that would be good. Web page, and we can just hit a save. And notice since we didn't mention anything about get absolute URL, the simply saying is when the form is being submitted, I don't know what to do. I really want to redirect user to somewhere, but I have absolutely no idea what to do, whether user should stay here, the form should really get empty, or you just should be redirected to maybe the home page or whatever you really want to do. So this is not a big deal. We can just work on it and we can save that. So for this, we need to go into our models.py and we have to work on it. So let's just go back to our models.py if I can find that. There we go. Okay. And in the models.py, we will be mentioning this get absolute URL. And if I'll just copy this and I'll paste this for Django, you'll notice in the documentation, it says that, hey, this is the redirection part. A very easy one, not a big deal. So let me just show you. Okay, it's really hard to find sometimes these things. I found it before recording this video. I assure you that. But anyways, okay, let's just go back. It's easier to show you here. Okay, so what I want to say is previously we have defined a string. So we want to define this one more guy. And I have actually copied it from that error. Okay, so get absolute URL is here. I want to hit a new line. Okay, this get absolute URL is here. It just takes a parameter, which is self, and then you can use a colon sign in here. And all you have to do is just simply say return, and then simply say there is one more thing that we have to import, and I'll talk about that. That is reverse. It is mentioned in the documentation, and then you can just redirect it to wherever you like. So maybe if I'll go to views, I'll redirect it to this home.html. I am pretty sure in the urls.py I also called it as home. Yep, so this is what you have to copy. Go back to your models.py, and wherever you want to redirect it, you simply say like reverse in the single quote the name of that URL, in this case home. Also, we haven't imported this reverse, so we have to do it now. And this is going to come up from Django URL. So from django.url import, make sure that you are having a URL s there. It is super important. Reverse. Okay, so this is all good, and I think our project should be working now. Okay, so let's just go back here, and yes, article new is, let's just go back onto the home page. New article is working fine. And is this correct this time? Correct. And I am hoping this to work this time. Okay, I am expecting this to work. I even expected that to work last time, but it just didn't. So hit that save, and we got redirected back to here, and we can see if this is correct and this is popping up. Again, we have previously discussed how we can use order by and all of these to just assign them in the chronological order. Oh my god, I can't even say that. So we can do that. So that's a pretty good start. We have now created a form that we can take input from the user. But there are a couple of more functionality that we would like to give this form. But I think that's enough for this video. That's it for this video, and I'm gonna catch you up in the next one.
Hey there everyone and welcome to complete backend development using Django. So we are learning about the CRUD functionality here, that is create, read, update and delete. We have take down two of them, which is create and read. We are creating now from the web page and we are reading it from the database and displaying it on our home page. So that's all looking good. Now the one is update and delete. And obviously we want to do them from the web page itself, and it's not a big deal. We can do that again. The things are going to be same. First of all, there should be some templates through which we can pass that information. We have to mention the URL and then we have to define a view for that. So no big deal. The only issue that is while updating the things is we cannot just go ahead and update like anything. We have to update only the things which we want to update. And if we go back and look onto our web page, we did notice that obviously we have a link, and when we click on a link, this article needs to be only updated. So we have to somehow pass a parameter which is unique to this blog post. And in this case, this is this PK, this is primary key, or the ID which is being given here. So already some of our task is solved, because if we are moving on to the next page, we have already talked about this PK. But no worries, we are going to talk a little bit more about it. So we are going to do that, and we're going to start from this detail.html because most of the task is already done. And what we can do now is we can just pass on this. So notice one more thing here, that we called it as a Batman. So our fun stuff is also going to be a little bit problematic here. Not problematic, we have to just take care of that. And if I just go back to our models, if I just go to here, not the models, actually the views, notice this Batman. So if we have to context for our PK or primary key, we cannot simply say like article.title or article.pk. We have to call it as batman.pk. Okay, so that's it. This is the thing that we have to take care. So go to your detail.html, and here we are going to mention a link for editing this. So let's just mention an anchor tag, and we're going to be saying something like this. Probably I'll wrap it around in a paragraph. That would be better. I think paragraph or maybe H4 would be good. I'll put an anchor tag and I'll call this as edit this post. Again, we're just editing without authentication and everything, which is not at all a good idea, but this is what we are doing right now. We'll learn about the authentication very soon, don't worry. So use 2% sign, and again the command is URL, and then wherever you want to send it. In this case, I want to send it to article_edit. Okay, again the question is that yes, we don't have any URL which is there or handling this article_edit. Obviously we don't have it. None of them. New article is there, article page is there, home is there, but it is not there. So we have to create that. That's a very obvious thing. Let's go into detail.html. And also we cannot just go on to article edit. We need to also specify the parameter as well, which is unique. So let's just call it as batman.pk. This is very important. This is responsible for taking the value which is unique to that blog. Okay, we are not editing the random blog. We are editing only the one which is we are clicking, and this is being taken to the .pk. Okay, I hope you got that. Let me not make it like overemphasis or over problematic here. Okay, so this looks good, and now we need to create an edit form as well, because this is going to take you to an article edit, but we haven't created that. So we need to create that. So let's call this as article edit. So I'll create a new template here, a new file, and I'm going to call this as article_edit.html. Okay, and then we need to obviously extend the base here first of all. So %, and it's going to say extends, and we want to extend base.html. Okay, so first part is ready, and now first of all we need a block content. So 2% sign, and we will be saying block content. Oops, there we go. We need to end that as well, % sign, not the dollar, and there we go. And we need to end this, so end block. There we go. Now this is our new page where user will be redirected. We will settle that url.py file in a minute. First of all, we can just work on here. So in the h1 tag, I can say this is edit page, something like that, and then we can just get our form. So let's have a form. We don't need any action here. We just need a method, and there we go. Method is going to be post. Okay, obviously we need a CSRF token. Whenever you have a form, have a CSRF token. Again, I told you there is no exception. So let's have a CSRF underscore token. Okay, and then we'll be using the same thing, the same method we have used for that, which is form dot as underscore p to display the form as paragraph. Notice how smoothly we are going this time because we have already studied and talked about it. So let's have an input. This is going to be a type of submit. There we go. And the value is going to be update. Update would look good. Okay. So there we go. We are having it. Now, obviously, the next thing is we have to settle a view for that because right now it's not having. Obviously, you can first settle down with your URLs, or maybe you want to settle down with your views. I would prefer to go in views first here because that is an easy part to do. Okay, again, this is going to be a class, and just call it whatever you like. I would like to call it as article, if I can write that correct, article update view. There we go. And this is going to have another one, just like we have a create view, there is also an update view. Again, we are using this so that we can just take everything from the admin panel and can just paste it here. You can have your customized form as well, no big deal, but let's just use that. Again, the next thing that we are going to have is model is going to be article. This time I'll not call it as Batman because it doesn't really look good. So we have a model here. Then we need to mention our template name. So template underscore name is going to be equal to article underscore edit. Article underscore edit dot html. There we go, looks nice. And we have to also mention one more thing, which is the fields that you want to have. Now previously we were having fields all. Right now we don't want to have all the fields. We just want the fields that we have mentioned obviously in the models.py. So we are having two fields, a title and text, that needs to be modified. I don't think there is a need of having author. Again, you can mention like field underscore all, but let's just, for the sake of having understandability of how we can have like selected fields, let's just have them. So it's really simple. In the fields, you pass all of them in an array, comma separated, of course. So the first one is, and again, I need to do something about my memory, title and text. So just mention them, title, exactly how you have mentioned in your models, title, and then text. So there we go. You have learned two ways of having all the fields, or maybe you want to have selected fields. So that is pretty good. And finally, the thing that is remaining here, it is the urls.py. So there we go. And what we can do here is we can mention that. So let's just have a path, and this path is going to be article slash obviously I have to mention this exact same thing, so I would prefer to copy this so that I'm going exactly onto that blog post number, and then we'll be going into edit. Okay. And what is the view that is going to handle that? So views dot, and yes, you guessed it right. I forgot that. And you might be thinking, how much this guy's forget? No, actually, I don't forget. I want you to get the habit of copying and pasting so that you don't make mistake. Yeah, I have created this application before as well, so I know exactly what I'm doing. So as underscore view, and there we go. Okay, and then you have to mention a name for it as well. That makes sense. So name is gonna be equal to, okay, name equals, and then you can copy and paste name from article new, article edit, and we are having in the details we are having the name, which is article edit. So copy this and paste that. Now this referencing of going back into actual file, it allows us to see what is happening and what file we are referring and all these things. So this is I think is pretty good for now, and looks pretty good to me. Let's just see how good we are, or we need to do some kind of editings as well. Obviously programming means error, so I don't really worry about that. Okay, article underscore edit, there are some issues here. Okay, we are having some syntax error. Okay, article underscore edit, and we forgot a comma, that's why it's complaining. We need to get a comma here as well. This one is for housekeeping purposes, this one is getting the error. Save that, and this time server has restarted. Awesome. Let's go to home page. We want to edit, this is new one, and let's edit this post, and we are getting all the fields and value from the database, and we're going to say this is not a new one, and this finishes our update section. I know this is not looking beautiful, but we're not here to make things beautiful. And notice this is not new update, so we are exactly editing all these things. And notice we are passing all these parameters at the URL as well, so this makes things awesome. So I think in just one video we were able to create our entire update section. That is actually a big deal. So I would say just this is it for this video. So that's up for this video. In the next one, we are going to do our update or delete functionality as well. And then we're going to do some customization in our to-do list app. So that's it for this video, and I'll catch you up in the next one. Hey there everyone, and welcome to Complete Backend Development using Django. So before we proceed in this video, obviously the goal is to somehow have a delete functionality in this. Now pay close attention to this video, because in the future section, when we'll be designing a to-do app, I'll assign you an assignment. You have to submit that assignment. And the interesting part is there is not going to be any solution for that. The solution is closely related somewhat to this video, but not entirely. So far we have been doing is spoon feeding. You have been just following me exactly what I have been saying. But I really want you to go one step further. I want you to fight harder there. So spend a lot of time on the Stack Overflow and reading the documentation and whatever the case might be. This video surely is going to help you to understand the base outline concept, but not all of it, okay? So please pay close attention here. Okay, so there are a lot of ways to get started with the delete functionality. I think this detail.html page is the perfect one to get started, because already in the detail view, we can just pass onto a separate view, can confirm the user about deleting, and we can delete that. So I'll just press Command Shift and D to duplicate this line. On Windows, it might be Control Shift and D. Anyways, just delete the line, just duplicate the line. And it was going to article edit, and we're going to go for article delete. Okay, this is also going to say delete this post. Okay, so far our URL is going somewhere, but we don't know where it is going because this view is not at all created. So let's just create a new template for this article delete. We'll be following this article underscore edit. So this is going to call as article underscore delete.html. Right click and create a new file. We're going to call this as article underscore delete.html. There we go. And let's go into detail.html, and we're going to copy this line here so that we don't have to write much. There we go. Block is here. So let's just close this block first of all. And to close it, we're going to simply say end block. There we go. Nice and easy. So what we want to say inside this, let's just say, let's have an h2 tag and say, this is a article delete page. Okay, looks nice. And obviously we need a form, so let's just have a form. Again, a form is totally dependent on you, how you really want to access it, but no big deal, we can work on with that. We don't need any action. Surely we need a method, and the method is going to be post. Okay, let's have it. Again, whenever there is a form, we need a CSRF token as well so that nobody else can delete that. So this is going to be simply CSRF underscore token. If I can write that correct, that would be super awesome. There we go, CSRF token. Okay, now the next thing is let's just have a kind of a warning message, and we're gonna say paragraph, or maybe not paragraph. We'll be saying in H3 some kind of warning so that user is alarmed there. And in the paragraph we'll be saying are you sure that you want to delete? And here we can simply mention that, and obviously we haven't passed it yet, but still. Now notice here, just like in the details we were able to say, not in the details, in the edit we were able to say, we didn't say it here as well. Let me just explain what I'm trying to mention here. If we go into the views.py, we were able to pass on this model here. So we were able to say like article dot something and article dot and just like that. So simply we will be doing something like this here as well. And notice we called it as Batman there. So I think it would be really good if you can just create a context here and call it as Batman, and we can simply say that Batman dot title. Okay, so I hope you got that. We again will be saying this context here. So let's just go into the delete and use a couple of curly braces, and then we'll be saying Batman dot title. Okay, so this looks all good. Obviously we need a input form as well, or input here, and this is going to be submit, and the value is going to be, let's just say confirm, and go ahead and delete or something like that. Okay, so this is all done. Again, notice we have to pass on this Batman.title as a context as well. This is much easier to remember. Okay, looks good. Now the next thing is really obvious. We are having detail view, we are having a create view, update view. So you guessed it right, it follows the thing. It is going to be delete view. So you got that. Now we need to create a class, and this is going to be delete, not delete, it is going to be article delete view, article delete view. It needs to be passed on as delete view. There we go. And let's just borrow some of the code from the top, copy that and paste that here. Okay, this line Batman is looking pure awesome, and this is going to be delete.html. So now this is fetching it, but you know what, there is still an error. Just like in the update, we had to mention that where it needs to go. We also have to mention what it needs to be done on the success here. So there should be a success URL as well. Okay, previously we did that onto different thing, but this needs to be done. Okay, there is no exception for that. So what we can do is we can redirect the success URL. So in case the delete is like successful, you can simply say success underscore URL, and here we're going to import one more thing which is known as reverse underscore lazy. Okay, now here is a quick assignment for all of you. Go ahead and read about the documentation of this reverse underscore lazy. This is super helpful, super powerful, and super important. And this is going to come up from Django URLs, which we don't have it right now. So let's just say from Django.urls, we are going to import reverse underscore lazy. There we go. Okay, so now this part is being taken care, and the only part that is remaining right now is url.py. So what you really want to do? Okay, so this is going to be super easy. Even I can just press Command Shift D to duplicate that, and the path is really simple. It's article, then the integer name, and then it's going to be delete. The view that is going to be handling is going to be article delete view, and it's going to be served as a view, and obviously the name, so article underscore delete. And make sure when you're saying article underscore delete in your article edit as well. Is it edit? Nope, it's not in the edit. It's in the detail. Okay, so it's in the detail. It also says as article underscore delete. So these two should match. Okay, and if I hadn't make any typo, which is rarely a case, it should work. Okay, so looks like I haven't made any typo. How is that? Okay, let's just copy this, copy that, and go back here. In fact, it's already running. Let's hit a reload. And if I go on to if this is correct, I will like to edit it first so that I can see that I haven't messed up any in the existing functionality. This is correct-ish. You know, I use this word quite a lot. Update. This is correct-ish. And no, I don't want this post. Notice how the lazy URL works here. Okay, so delete this post. Okay, we got an issue there. Okay, let's just see. Template does not exist. Delete.html. Okay, so let's just see where we messed it around. So views, and obviously the article delete.html, this template doesn't exist. It is article underscore delete. Again, it's okay to make. And how can my code run for the very first time if I don't make mistake? It is common. So article underscore delete dot html, and I'm hoping this time I didn't mess it up. So let's just go on to homepage, and the edit functionality is working. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's just test out the delete this post. And one thing that you should notice that it gives you this title here correctly, and also notice this 5. So we are pretty sure that we are deleting the exact same post. I can hit confirm, and there we go. It took a little bit while. That's why we are not just redirecting directly. We are using the reverse underscore lazy so that it gives database enough time to perform all the things that they really want to do. So pretty easy and fun stuff that we have done. Obviously, we have made a couple of mistakes, but as I always say, programming is all about handling your mistakes. So I would call this project as done. We have performed all the create, read, update, delete functionality. Now we'll be doing them all at one go in our to-do app. So that looks pretty awesome. So that's it for this video, and I'll catch you up in the next one.